For much of modern scientific history, one assumption seemed almost unquestionable. Every ecosystem on Earth ultimately depended on sunlight. Whether examining a tropical rainforest, a prairie grassland, a coral reef, or the open ocean, the pattern appeared universal. Plants, algae, and other photosynthetic organisms captured energy from the sun. That energy then moved through food webs, supporting increasingly complex forms of life. The details varied from ecosystem to ecosystem, but the foundation remained the same. Life was powered by sunlight. Then, in 1977, a scientific expedition exploring the deep Pacific Ocean encountered something that challenged that assumption. Researchers investigating the Galapagos Rift discovered hydrothermal vents, places where seawater seeps into cracks in the seafloor, becomes superheated by magma beneath Earth's crust, and rises back toward the ocean, carrying dissolved minerals and chemical compounds. The vents themselves were remarkable. What surrounded them was even more surprising. Thousands of meters beneath the surface, beyond the reach of sunlight, dense communities of life covered the seafloor. Giant tube worms stood clustered around vent openings. Crabs moved across mineral formations. Mussels and clams formed extensive beds. Shrimp gathered in large numbers around the vent fields. This was not a sparse collection of organisms barely surviving in the deep sea. It was a thriving ecosystem. The discovery immediately raised a question. Where was the energy coming from? At these depths, photosynthesis was impossible. No sunlight penetrated the darkness. No plants could grow. No algae could capture solar energy. Yet life was clearly flourishing. The answer was a process known as chemosynthesis. Certain bacteria and archaea living around hydrothermal vents possess the ability to obtain energy from chemical reactions rather than sunlight. Many of these microorganisms use compounds such as hydrogen sulfide released by the vents. By harnessing energy stored within these chemicals, they are able to produce organic molecules that support life. In practical terms, chemosynthesis fills the same ecological role that photosynthesis fills in most other ecosystems. It provides the foundation upon which everything else depends. Around hydrothermal vents, microscopic organisms become the primary producers. They form the base of the food web, supporting increasingly complex communities of animals. Some species feed directly on these microbes. Others have evolved far more intimate relationships. The giant tube worm is perhaps the most famous example. Adult tube worms possess no mouth, no stomach, and no digestive tract. Instead, they contain a specialized organ known as a trophosome that houses billions of chemosynthetic bacteria. The worm supplies the bacteria with chemicals gathered from vent water. In return, the bacteria provide nutrients that sustain the animal. Neither partner could survive in the same way without the other. Similar partnerships occur throughout vent ecosystems. Mussels, clams, shrimp, and numerous other species rely on chemosynthetic microorganisms, either directly or indirectly. What emerged from these discoveries was not simply a new understanding of hydrothermal vents. It was a broader realization about the adaptability of life itself. For centuries, humans had observed only a single dominant model for complex ecosystems. Sunlight enters the system, photosynthetic organisms capture it, and everything else depends on that captured energy. Hydrothermal vents revealed a second possibility. Life did not necessarily require sunlight. It required energy. As long as a stable energy source existed, evolution could find ways to exploit it. That realization has had implications far beyond Earth's oceans. Today, when scientists consider the possibility of life elsewhere in the solar system, hydrothermal vents frequently enter the discussion. Moons such as Europa and Enceladus are believed to contain vast oceans beneath their icy surfaces. These environments receive little or no sunlight, yet they may contain internal heat sources capable of driving chemical reactions similar to those found around Earth's hydrothermal vents. The discovery of chemosynthetic ecosystems transformed such possibilities from pure speculation into scientifically plausible questions. Hydrothermal vents remain among the most extraordinary environments ever discovered. Not because they host strange animals, not because they exist in darkness, but because they demonstrated something fundamental about life itself. For generations, we assumed that every ecosystem on Earth traced its origins back to sunlight. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, hidden in darkness for hundreds of millions of years, an entire world had been quietly proving otherwise.